Hey guys, this is going to be a quick intro to the video. So, if you haven't noticed, I have been uploading a little bit less lately. There's a couple of reasons why. Just some personal stuff going on, both positive and not so positive. But anyway, that doesn't matter right now. So, also with this gaming session, if you noticed, it is basically two gaming sessions combined into one. Session 8 and 9. The reason why I done this is because session 8 left things at a combat, essentially, and we pick up session 9 straight away after it, and it finishes, and neither episode was super long, so I decided to combine them together into one longer episode. So I think it's probably an hour 30, an hour 35, something like that, depending on how I edit together. So that's it. So that's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to do the introduction in the video now. So yeah, these are also pre-recorded ahead of time. So what I decided to do is put these together now, because I will be doing less videos for next week or so. So I have one other video besides this coming out. That'll be coming out next week. So, and then I'll try and get back to my normal stuff. But yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. And let's get on with the gameplay.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Kieran, and this is Fox Off RPG. So today we're back with Gods of the North. This is going to be session number 8. We're going to continue basically where we left off last game. I know in the last video the audio was really bad. The reason is 95% of the time I check to make sure the mic is fine, and it always has been since I've got it, and except for one time, and I caught it relatively early. So I recorded a whole session, and I looked back in the footage, and for some reason my mic disconnected pretty much straight away. So I am after testing everything, and everything's good again. And I didn't want to re-record things and maybe have things go terribly wrong, and it just takes a lot of time, to be honest, setting things up and getting things ready. But yeah, so this one should be way better. I hope. I eat my words if it doesn't. So we're going to pick up directly where we left off last game. But first we're going to do a little bit of a recap. So basically in the last game, we start off coming back from being out in the wilderness. We met up with the captain, we've done some things there, handed things off, got rid of our prisoner, and then we started heading back to the Mammoth Inn, and almost straight away someone tried to pickpocket us. He failed in his attempt. He started backing off, and we're like, what's going on, what are you trying to do here? And then it turns out to be Zakad, the dark magician, or the black magician, I should say. I just had Diego stuck in my head. So we had a big bout, and he actually went down before I thought he would. So yeah. So we had a Graven Wolf Vandals attack us, his two Wolf Thugs attack us, and we're able to take some of them out, put some of them asleep. We weren't able to put him asleep, but I had him get ready to cast either magic, I think it was magic missile, I can't remember top of my head, to be honest. And then, or he was kind of getting low on health, and he was going to summon these guys and then flee. The Loom Gaunts. But we were able to kill him just in time. So it kind of actually went way smoother and better than I thought it would in terms of stuff happening. Or at least we think he's dead. I don't know. He might be in this later on, or in volume 2 or 3. I don't know. Let's find out together. So where we left off is basically we're after killing him, killing the vandals he had when we hired. Some of them ran off, and we were able to kill them on their way as well. So that's that. So when we beat him, he fell down to the ground. He had black robes. He had a ruby signet ring, which were up to 500 gold, and he had 2 arcane scrolls, one of darkness and a wraith form. What I meant to say as well after, but I just wrapped things up too quickly, is those vandals, they also had coin on them. So I did is I added the coin that they would have had. Let me see. How much was it again? They had 684 gold pieces. They also had a blue bear tattoo somewhere on their body. I'm going to say most of them had on their chest or on their shoulder. Looks like they had them on their chest. We were able to see it. And searching the bodies as well, we found a written note. And we're going to say one half of the note has this. It says, Harvey, we've got the gold in your orders. Instructions on the back. You know what to do. But when we turn over the other side, it's right here, but I'm changing it a bit. We turn over to the side, the writing is faded. It's no longer legible. We can't read it. So maybe we'll have to do something with that to see if we can basically recover what was lost. Maybe it's hidden with some special, ink or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. Also, Sir Cad had a map of the wilderness. It contains some locations that we're going to go to. Now, normally, if you're playing as a GM, you'll say there's some hint of locations that's over here and here. You don't say what they are. But we know what they are because we're the GM and the players. So that's more information we have now. We have an idea where we're going to be going. We also have Sakar's book. It's a magician's journal. It basically keeps track of where he is or what he's done and what he's trying to figure out. But it's written in a language none of our characters know. So maybe we have to try and figure out what this is. Maybe someone can translate for us. And maybe they're going to be in the city, or we might be able to find someone. That's probably going to cost quite a bit of money because translation is expensive. There's no rules for it in here, but I think it would be expensive, especially in a time like this where it's a fancy written. It's fancy written. It's very well kept. It's tightly leather bound. It's so whoever's going to be translated, like, oh, this is an expensive book, or it's of interest, so they jack up the prices, obviously. So yeah, so basically we done all that, and I said we then went back to the Mammoth Inn, and so we ended up going back to the Mammoth Inn, and we're gonna spend the night yet again. Yeah, we're probably gonna spend more than one night here in the town or in the city to do things, but we need to recover some hit points. And the only one who really got injured was where is he? Nepo, I think it was. Nep, yeah. He's only 2 hit points left out of 6. So we're gonna say during the night he's gonna heal. How much is he gonna heal? Well, they heal up to 1d3 per day. So I have a D3. There's a 2. There's a 1. There's another 1. There's another 2. There's a 3. And there's a 3. So we're going to roll that now. I've also adjusted all the XP and all that stuff. XP from gold and actual XP. And I'll show you now. He recovers 2 hit points tonight. So he's on 4 out of 6. And it's the next day. You know what? We're going to start getting ready. We're going to go off. And we're going to see if we can get the signet ring evaluated. We're going to stock up on gear and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm moving things around, as you can see. So we're going to get like I said, the ruby ring evaluated. We have a process for that. We went over a couple times. We'll go over again now in a second. And then we're going to spend the rest of the day maybe trying to track down, see if we can find someone to translate the book. Maybe we can try and get more gear. Like, we need to get more arrows for Jamie. We're going to buy more rations, stuff like that. I'll deduct a goal for stuff like that after the game, because it's such a small amount. Like, to get 20 arrows is 5 or 6 gold. It's nothing. We have... Let me see... Yeah, we have 3,381 gold and 73 silver. We've only 2 rations left. We have 75 torches between all 5 players, which is quite a lot. We have 3,904 XP divided by 5 for our players, our characters. Lenway has the potion of longevity and the scroll of darkness and wraith form. I haven't actually looked up what they are, but maybe we'll do that another time or towards the end of the game. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go and see the guy about the ruby ring, so we're going to evaluate it. So we're going to basically spend our morning and afternoon doing all this stuff. So we go off, we find a guy who has the shop we visit to when we want to get rid of gear or jewelry or expensive items and stuff like that. And he says, "Ah, you guys again. You're coming in here more and more often, it seems." And then I was like, "Ah, yes, we had an incident last night, and it seems we gained some goods from such things, and we need to get rid of them. Well, we want to. We've been followed. I'm sure you probably heard word of an attack from some crazed magician or wizard, magic user." And he's like, "Oh, yes, I heard something about a group of people were as yous, wasn't it? Seems like you've been coming to nothing but bad luck since you've got here." "Well, your bad luck seems to give me lots of value. Lots of valuable items. So let me see what you have." So then we go over, and then Jamie hands over the ruby ring, the ruby signet ring, and he's like, "Let me check this. I'll be a little while." And he goes off in the back and he starts checking things. So we know it's worth up to 500 gold pieces. So how this works is we're going to roll a D100. As you guys can see, we have our D100. If you want to know what this box is, it's from Barrows and Borderlands, one of my favorite games. I will be doing a review on this soon-ish. And yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I've become fairly close with the developer and publisher. Great guy. Anyway, let's get back into this. So how this works is we roll a 25. That means we're only get a quarter the value. If we roll 25 or under, we get a quarter of the value. If we roll between a 26 and a 50, we get half the value of the item. If we roll between 51 and 75, we get 3/4 the value. And if we roll anything above that, we get 90% the value of the item. Why 90%? Because he's running a shop at a business and he needs to make money. Common sense here. Actually, I need to grab something else. No, it's okay, actually. By the way, I'm terrible at math, so I probably will have to grab a calculator. I'm not ashamed to say so. So, let's see what happens here. Oh no. Oh no. We're getting quarter of the value. We rolled a 3. We rolled a 3. Wow. That's terrible. Yeah, so we got 125 gold. I think that's right. My knee. Yeah, we got 125 gold. That also means we get 125 XP as well. I'm actually going to grab the calculator now. Okay. So that's 3,900. So we have 4,029 XP divided by 5. Our gold is going to be, let's find out. $3,506. Yep, that's it. So the item had a value of up to 500, and we got 125 total. So that tells you the item was probably pretty trashed. You know, it wasn't well kept. maybe the gem, the ruby in it was just terrible. It wasn't good quality. Or maybe through his dirty, disgusting, evil magic, corrupted and damaged his goods and items he had on him. So maybe that's another option we could say happened to it. Yeah. So then we, like I said, we're going to deduct all the gold and stuff that we're buying things. We're just getting rations and arrows for Jamie. That's really it. So they went from 2 rations each to 7 each. That's how I write this in. It's just quicker, easier. I just have to mark them down each together since we're all together anyway. It just makes things faster. It makes more sense. So after that, we're going to go and try and get this book translated. So we ask, we'll say when we're in the shop, before we get the arrows, we ask the shopkeeper. Lenway is going to ask, do you know anywhere we can get this book translated? It's in a language or a script we are not able to decipher. I am pretty smart, but again, there's many languages in this world. I do not know this one. And he's like, let me think. Well, there is old man Jesubib. No, he's dead. He died last winter. Well, I believe down around the corner there's a new operation. They take in some interesting goods, magical items sometimes, and stuff like that. They might be able to translate things for you. Again, they're very smart people over there. You never know. And Lenway's like, yes, thank you. It's just around the corner. We'll visit that down well, thank you. And we then head off. We get all the stuff and we go into this new shop. We open the door and the guy's like, hello. And instantaneously Lenway is like, no. In his head he's like, another dwarf. And then Baron's eyes light up. He's like, dwarf. That's what he's thinking. So we go inside and this man's like, welcome. Come to my emporium. We deal in magical goods, items, and other things that might interest adventurers and other folk. Our stocks are currently kind of low with the amount of people in, but I'm sure we can find something to help you deal with your endeavors. So Lenway starts walking up and he's about to open his mouth when Baron goes, yes, so, you able to translate? And he's like, yes, we can get that done, no problem. What is there seeking to be translated? And before Baron opened his mouth, Lenway is going, yes, we have this journal. We need it translated, but we also need to be quiet about it. We don't want anyone to know what it is or where it came from. And he was like, some secrecy you need. That's no problem. Let me have a quick look at the first page or two to see what language it's in. Lenway passes it over. He looks through. Yes. And he calls out to left way. And a halfling comes out. Boom, 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 boom. Here, he says, do you notice? It seems to be one of the scripts. I think it's Lamak or Gambahen. And Leftway is like, yes, I know this one quite well. I can get to work on this straight away. And he grabs it out of his hand, and then he's like, wait. We need to discuss the price with these good folks. He's like, sorry. I just get excited. So we're then here trying to batter out a price. We want it to be secret. It's a good quality book as well, so maybe it has some interesting bits of information. And he's just like, well, it is a high quality item. We do not know what's in it, and you want secrecy. Secrecy costs money. And Len was like, this was expected. And he says, how about 100 gold? And we all look at each other and we're like, oh, that's a lot of money. And then he's got starts to open his mouth and says, well, how about... And before he finishes, his guy comes around and says, well, this is the price of secrecy. Anything less, and perhaps someone might accidentally purchase said item. And I'm the only one in this entire town who can help you. We all look at each other. They all look at each other and like they all nod their heads. And Lenway goes, "We agree to your price as long as you guarantee the secrecy. We'll have no problem with this. Again, secrecy is key." So we agree, and we paid 100 gold. I keep saying we used to say day, but so we're down to 3,406 gold. That's fine by me. So then we spend basically doing all this stuff, looking around, trying to find shops to like buy items and look around. I presume we got lunch and all that crap. I know I said crap, I shouldn't have. I said it again, damn it. So basically we're going to say this took up most of the day, and then we head back and we rest that night. Again, Nep is going to recover more hit points through the night. He's currently at 4, so if we get at least a 2, he's going to be a full. If not, he's going to be at least 5 out of 6. So that's fine. He recovers fully. Got a 3, full recovery. That's all good with me. So it's the morning time. The guys wake up early. They're starting to head out. So let me get the right page open. Or right pages, I should say. Where's the hex number actually? I need to write down the hex numbers for myself. Okay, so we have the locations of the hexes. Obviously, I know what they are in terms of where they are and what they are. But of course, if you're playing with your players, you're just going to give them location hex. So let's see what's closest, which is going to be the most obvious thing we do. We're going to go for the closest hex. So we are down here at Valengard at 526. The first one is at 821. So how far away is that? $821 is not the closest one actually. The closest one is 923, which is right here. 821 is over here. So, and 2215, where's 2215? Oh, 2215 is far away. $22.15 is all the way over here. So what I think we're gonna do, what's that behind this? Oh no. The red from my pencil was marking that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head out. We're gonna make our way to hex 923. Because that's the closest one, and then we're going to head over to 821. Yeah. And we're going to follow the road for as far as we can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes. The first hex is farmland, and the rest is going to be on the road. When you're on the road, it's a 1 in 6 for everything. For your checks, I mean, for Let's make sure actually. Yeah, well, everything's first hex is going to be farmland, and then it's going to be in what you call it, just Boreal Plains. But we're actually staying on the road, so we've no chance of losing direction. We have a 2 in 6 chance for foraging, which is just walking along and picking stuff up, and you know, like mushrooms and other things like that. Wandering monsters, there's been a once a day chance for a 3 in 6. And it gives a list of stuff there. Encounter distance, blah blah blah. So yeah. And it gives a random table for the road encounters. So we can't get lost when we're on the road. So we headed that morning out on the road again. We're going to do our foraging now. We're going to go to the first hex. So we can go to 5 hexes. We can go to 3 hexes. Actually, we can go through more than 3 hexes per day, because we can go 50% faster. So we can get through. We can get to 4. So we'll just stop just beforehand. Yeah. So we can move 4 hexes. That's pretty good. It's technically a bit more than 4, but you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll end up the next hex would be in the morning, and then in the afternoon, like say like 1 o'clock, we'll be end up in our location we need to get to. That's pretty cool. So we'll do for foraging. Nope. Wandering monster. Oh no, foraging we got a 1, so yeah, we get 2d4. Try to have this up here now so you can see better. So we gain 4, then we gain 6 more rations. Plus 6. So if you want to see have that done, so I have 7 each. Then I have a plus 6 beside it to say that's like ones we're going to use first, just for the sake of keeping things easy to track. Wandering monsters, we're not going to be hunting because that's going to take up a whole day essentially. There's a 3 in 6 chance. Now these are not necessarily negative or positive, so we'll see. So yes, we have our wandering monster counter. We're now going to roll to see what it is. That's a 36. Let's see what a 36. Okay. We have 1d8 Aeronaut Huntsman. These guys are basically normal people. You know, they're hunters, they're from the land, they're not necessarily going to be aggressive towards us. We find 8. So we're walking across the roads, you know, following around, and we come across them. So yeah, we come across the huntsman. It's a slightly cloudy day, it's a light breeze, and we're walking down, and we come across them walking through the road. They look at us, they sort of stare at us menacingly. We stop in our path and we like put our hands up and we like signal like we're just travelers. We try to like just like go like that, do hand signals, and we like mean no harm. And we're gonna figure out if they are gonna buy this. So we're gonna roll 2d6, I think. Where is it? Here we go. We're gonna roll 2d6. And what I'm gonna say for this is, like, we don't really look like there's only 5 of us. We don't really look like we're up to no good. We don't look evil. We are good guys. We're in decent condition. We're not super fancy. We don't look poor either. We don't look like we're deviants and stuff like that. So on a 10 to 12, they will be hostile towards us, or aggressive at the very least. So we have a very good chance of getting by. On a 1 or 2, I mean on a 2, they're basically going to not even acknowledge us. Yeah. So they just look at us. They have a neutral sort of expression towards us, like, ugh, and they get on their way. Because again, these are indigenous people of the land. They're like just trying to survive and get by. Yeah, so they basically just let us go by. They're not going to be too bothered with us. Yeah, not worried about anything. Yeah. So let's see where we go from here. I think we roll for each hex, actually, so we'll just keep rolling for each hex. I'm pretty sure you do. I'm just going to keep doing it. I can't bloody remember. There's too many bloodies. Oh yeah, we do. What do we need to roll? A d6. So we could get more counters, because there's a 50% chance of getting counters here. So we're going to go on the next hex, which is going to be 7, 23, 26. Yes, we have another encounter. A 30. It's going to be a military patrol. It's going to be 2d6 Falcon Guards, 1d6 archers, and a single sergeant. So 4, 5 soldiers, and 6 archers with the sergeant. And they come across us. We're just walking along, trying to get along with things. We clearly after coming from the town, and one of the guards recognizes us. He's just staring and watches, and he's like, "Hold on, you 5." We're like, "What? Uh-oh." We're like freaking out. We don't really know what's going on. It's like, "Yeah? Don't I know you from somewhere?" "Oh yeah, you're the guys who came in there. Was it 2 days ago when you had the bandit we were looking for?" "Yeah, I remember you guys." "Well, we also thought you had the bandit before that, but you know, it's a different story." So anyway, yeah, nice to see you guys again. It's been a while. It's been a few days actually, so that's kind of okay. Don't be getting up to too much trouble now. And he continues with a big smirk on his face and continues on his way. So now we're going to end up into hex 825. Again, trains 50% chance. Nope. And then we're going to end our day in the next hex, which is 824. Again, we're running for encounters. There's a 1, so that's a 13 on the encounters. Where is it? A band of adventurers. 1d3 warriors. Okay. 1d3 warriors. There's 2 warriors. They have
we're using D6 for this. So 1, 2, or 3, they are level 1. 4, 5, 6, they are level 2. So they are level 1. It's going to be 2 casters of 1d3 levels. So we'll roll a d3 for each of them. Level 1 caster, a level 2 caster, and then we're going to have 1 expert, and he's going to be a level 1. So these guys are after meeting us on the way, and we're sort of like halfway between each other, and we just kind of slow down and stare at each other. So we have to try and figure out if these guys are going to be hostile to us, I think. Will we? They are lawfully aligned, and they look tired. They look exhausted. They look injured. We're also lawful, so they're not naturally going to want to fight with us. You know, we're also seem to be in better condition. And we're gonna say they're going back to town. They have some goods with them. They're staring at us. They're unsure about who or what we are. You know, the magic users are like raring to go. They have their staffs sort of ready, but they're trying to not look threatening either. They're trying to get that middle ground look. And like we nod our head and we just get on our way. So we're gonna end our day, like I said, at hex 924, and we're actually gonna head off the road a bit, and we're gonna land up in the same hex, but it's actually gonna be towards the area of where we're trying to go to. In the morning we're going to roll a loss check just to see, because it is out of the way of the road, so we have to do a loss check. Yeah, that's fine. So we set up our camp, now we rest for the night, we chop a ration. It's 5 of us. We now have 7 rations each plus 1, and there's 5 of us, and we used 5 of the 6 that we found. Yeah. I probably should have rolled for rations for the other when we were traveling through the other hex. Doesn't matter, not a big deal. We have plenty. Yeah, so we set our fire. You know, we rest for the night. We're just off the road, a little bit away, and we, like I said before, we set up our camp. So we were sort of like surrounding ourselves a bit. So yeah, that's us. So next morning, we're going to need to roll for Lost. So, the Barrow Plains we need to roll on. Barrow Plains. Lose direction, there's a 1 and 6, so on a 1, we lose direction. And this would be terrible. 2, we don't lose direction. So, we're going to 1 and 6 for foraging, so for 1d6 rations, we get it. So, just roll again. We found 1 ration. That's okay. Not a big deal. We get a little extra something. Now, a wandering monster. We have a 1 in 6 chance, so if we get a 1, we have a wandering monster. We got a 6, we have no wandering monsters. So, now we know what this area is, so we come up to it, and let's just get it now. So, where is it? 825. It's 823. I'm all over the place today. Okay, so when it came to the mound, we could actually see it from the road. The mound is the cursed Barrow Mound. The Barrow Mound can be seen from the Oskin Road. It's avoided by local travellers. They say it's cursed. The Barrow Mound lies overgrown with dead shrubs, with conical standing stones. It is in the centre of a round porthole, seals the Barrow Tunnel entrance. It is magically locked. Now, we don't know that yet, of course. Okay,
So we're going to approach the mound. We see there's a silver porthole, and we can see written on the edges in a language, but we don't know what the language is. We know none of our characters can translate this. Perhaps we're going to have to try and find a way that our characters can learn a new language, because we're very good in this land. We'll see if we can work on that now. So, what do we have? Do we have any items which we could use to like try and break it open? I don't think we do. We're just going to try and open doors. We have, yeah, we use open doors. A skill roll. We have a tree. We have a 50% chance to open it. Yeah. So the blue is Baron. The brown is Nep. They're our two strongest characters. Actually, let's see what Jamie has. See if he can open it up as well. If it doesn't work, I mean. And we have the order of combat. We have Nep in the front alongside Baron. Then we're going to have Baldo and Jamie beside each other, with Lenway in the back as always. Our magic user stays in the back. They are the physically weakest and those most likely to be in danger. So Baron's the blue and Nep is the brown colour. If either of them get a tree, 1, 2, 3, it opens. Nep opens it. He's able to pull it off, or open it. It falls to the ground. And then, so he's able to take off the porthole. And it's a good size. It's going to be mostly other metals, but the silver is sort of inlay around the outside, and they're able to separate that, and they put the silver into one of the backpacks. And then things are quiet. They're kind of looking in. They can't really see much, you know. And then all of a sudden, some of the rocks start to fall, and it opens up more. We're going to do a dice roll. So both Baron and Nep need to roll dice, and I'm going to say one on a 1 or 2, a rock will hit them and they'll take 1d4 damage. Yeah, so Baron's going to take 1d4 damage. Takes 4 damage. So he cracks him on the back of the head. Down to 2 hit points. He's concussed. He doesn't know what's going on. So he went down to 2 hit points. So that wasn't good. So instantaneously he stumbles back, and he will basically trade places with Baldo, our cleric. Sadly, our cleric's only level 1, so it's kind of not great for what's coming in the next couple hours. So the thing opens up a bit more, but it's still hard to get in. You can't really get in too much. You kind of have to crawl in. Well, it did open up more. The falling rocks stacked up, so you'd have to crawl inside. And we're going to have to try and figure out if our characters would actually try to go inside. Obviously, it's clearly unstable. It is, but it was marked on the map, so they want to figure out what this is. Let me see. So we have both Baldo and Lemwe. They're going to basically use their attributes. Okay, Baldo is going to go first. He's going to have a +1 to this. So they want, remember my D6 system I use for figuring things out. So we want to get in there because it's marked on the map. So it's a 1 for it just being able to be going into. We have it on a 2. It is it's marked on the map. So on a 1 or 2, we want to get into it because it is marked on the map as something that's important. Okay, so he's going to use his wisdom, so that's going to bring that down to a 1. So a 1 in 6 chance they will go inside, because there are other reasons why they wouldn't is because they're not prepared. They don't have enough equipment, they don't have stuff to move the rocks, one of the party members after being severely hurt, it's clearly very unstable. On a 6 they decide not to move in. They just realise how ill prepared they are and they do not know what to do. They're new to this land and they didn't think to get crowbars, picks, you know, like stuff to to open things up better, mounds, and because they didn't know where they were going. So what they're going to do is they're going to leave and they're going to head back where they came. They're going to head back to the town. They're like, we're not prepared for anything that's coming. We're novices. We just don't know what we're doing. Let's find where we need to be. Before planes. So we're going to try and get back onto the road. 1 in 6 chances I want a monster. 2, no. We get back onto the road. We move at normal speed. Now we're back on the road. We're going to move. We can move 50% faster on the road. So what we did is today we entered from 121. That was our starting position. We ended up in, what am I saying, 121? We started up in 924 and then we ended up in 923. So that's one movement. Then we moved back to 924. And then we're going to move into 824. And we do move at 50% extra speed, so we can actually move into 825. So we're going to stay on the road. We have a 50% chance of an encounter while on this road. No. Next one. Nope. For both of them, we're going to roll foraging. Yes. And no. So 2d4. That's 2 extra rations. So we have 4 extra rations. Yeah, it's fine. We set up our camp. We ration each. We now have 6 each plus 4. And I'm going to do another roll. So on this roll, this goes for the whole party. Like we said, we have our camp set up. On a 2 or 6, something's gonna happen. A 1. So as we're after eating, we're setting up camp. That took a while, trying to find a place just off the road a little bit. Remember, we have our camp set up sort of like this, sort of blocking things off. In the bush and in the trees, the rustle of the ferns. There's just creeping noises. They're like, what's that? So we're going to see who notices it. So there's 5 of us. So basically we're going to take our character sheets here. There's 5 of them. And we're going to roll this a d6. So 1, it's going to be the first character and so on. Above the 6, no one will know or hear what happens. Not going to be clued in. So we rolled a 1. So Baldo hears the noises, and the noises are super faint, light moaning and groaning. Baldo, it tells him to be quiet. Do you hear that? And then they hear again. And they figure it's coming from the direction they came from. So, what is it? Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Silly me. So, here's the map. So we came from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually just off the road. It comes in towards us. So, yeah, it's going to be coming in from, let's say Waldo's direction anyway, just to keep things simple. They see and hear where is it? There we go. We're going to use a D10. So a D10 plus 1 for 5. And what's the 5 things? Basically, when we open that up, there is a bunch of zombies. So Entropy zombies are in there. So we have 5 of them have come across us. So why did I say there was only a D10 plus 1? Because there's 22 in total that were in there. And they're all moving out across the lands. Now, so they're splitting up, they're going everywhere. Now, these guys come out. You can say they come out straight away, or, but the way I read this is, it says within hours the undead menace comes to the trade roads, kills victims, and turns more into their kind. So we don't know who these guys are, if these are victims or not. So what I decided to do this is, the zombies are coming out and they're trying to make more. They didn't come out straight away because it says within hours. Because if they came out instantaneously and we were able to defeat them or some of them, we could then make it like trying to alert people. But this makes more sense to me. So I'm actually going to leave it here, and the next game we're going to pick up right here in a combat with 5 Entropy zombies. Because this will take a good while of a combat, and then there could be more of them on the way when we're coming back. So that's it, guys. Thanks again for tuning in to this session of Gods Forbidden North. Again, not every episode is going to be about combat. That's not how games like this work. We're trying to figure out where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. Our characters are ill prepared for this world, as we figured out from there. Yeah, so we have to fight these guys, try and figure out what the hell's going on. Maybe when we're coming back, we're going to come across more troops. Maybe there's going to be a ton more zombies everywhere. I don't know. We'll find out together anyway. So that's it, guys. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed this one. Tune in to the next episode of Gods Forbidden North. I hope you have a good one. Thank you, and goodbye. Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Kieran, and this is Fox Off RPG. So we're back again, Gods Forbidden North. This is session number 9, playing, of course, Volume 1, Gods Forbidden North. So, last session ended on a very interesting note. We are again being attacked by a bunch of Entropy zombies. Now, our characters don't know this, but they came from that porthole that we opened up in one of the hexes we went to. Now, we didn't know what it was, except that it was connected to Sakad, the black magician. It was unmarked on the map. We didn't know what it was. We went there, we opened it up, and the only reason we didn't go inside was there was a rock fall, and one of our party members ended up being injured, which was Barrow. He went from, I think it's 6 hit points down to 2. Let's make sure. He went from 6 hit points down to 2. A rock fell on his head, and then Lenway used his, superior wisdom. No, Baldo uses his superior wisdom to be like, we are not prepared for this. We just opened it up, way into like a tunnel. It's cramped. The rock fell, came down on top of us, hit one of us, severely injuring him. Obviously, he's badly concussed, creating a gap that we'd have to crawl through.
Again, it's not safe to get in there, and we're ill prepared. We're novices. We don't really know what we're doing. We're trying to figure things out. We're trying to follow down the path of this Ijekir, what it means. So we decided to turn back. We're going to go back into town, get more equipment, maybe get more help. And as we ended up resting for a night, we had our food. I took away the rations already. We had our food, and then we heard a moaning. Well, Baldo heard a moaning. He was just listening a bit more intently, and then doof, we got attacked by 5 Entropy zombies. Dun dun dun. So yeah, now in this it does state that just 22 in total, but when I talk about this, it says within hours the undead menace trade the roads to kill victims and turn them into more of their kind. So we don't know if they came across any. We don't know how many they are in total. But obviously we now know there's 22, but we're attacked by 5. Maybe these are the 5 part of the original 22, or maybe they're a mix. We don't know. So this is what we have to try and find out, and if we can survive, because these guys are nasty. They're relatively easy to hit for our characters, but there's 5 of them. They have 2 hit dice, a total of 9 HP. They have 1 attack, but it's bad. It's 1d8 damage, plus it has I can't pronounce it, fingers. Okay, they're not. Their attacker was 18. Okay, but what this does, the enterotic fingers, means we cannot heal any damage until that zombie is destroyed. So, say they've done 4 points of damage with my characters, that can't heal. So we'd have to guess either some sort of wizard or magic user cleric cleanse us, and or destroy the zombie so we can heal, because natural healing will no longer work. These guys are immune from certain effects, any mind control, so we can't use our sleep spell on them. They don't make noise until it attacks. So again, we heard there was rustling of the stuff in the background, and we heard light moaning. One of our characters noticed it, and then they start to attack. They never roll for initiative, so we have to find out how attack is going to work. So I think we're just going to, since we heard the noises and then we got ready and we saw them, I'm going to say we get to go first in this encounter, and then it has a guardian. They always attack on sight, so they'll attack anyone no matter what, always. So yeah, this is interesting. There's one thing I also forgot to do in my games is, let me see if I can get it. It's not back here. There's basically a bunch of quests that you can sort of mark down. I think it's back here. Yeah, discoveries, quests, and rewards. So, example, we defeated Sicard. We haven't deciphered his journal yet, but since we defeated him, we can gain 500 XP each. Now, we're going to do this, add everything up that we've achieved so far after this encounter, because we might all die, we don't know. There's a bunch of stuff here, like each time you explore a new hex there's 50 HP. So our characters have actually explored a decent number of hexes. Let's have a quick look at the total we've explored so far, and then we get straight into combat, guys. Don't worry, I have things written out in the journal here, just the HP, what it is for them to hit, so I don't have to keep double checking things. Where is it? Come past it, silly me. Because we have scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've discovered gone into 12 different hexes. So that's 50 XP each per hex. Or 50 XP per hex divided by our characters of 5. But anyway, let's get into the combat. But first, I need to take a drink at my monster here. So, as usual, it's very late. It is actually 4 a.m. here. Oh, you guys know, who've been paying attention, I end up doing these at late at night because my setup is not great at the moment until we move. But yeah. Jesus, this is going to be rough, guys. So I have it written down here, Ezom.
There's 5 of them. They each have 9 HP. Have it up here, and to hit, it's 15, 13, and 8. So what does that mean? So Nep has the highest AC. So they need to roll 15 or more to hit him. I think it's 15. Let me just double check. I have the book's quite handy for this for obvious reasons. I think it's actually 16 to hit. Yeah, it's 16 to hit. Oh, not 15. Silly me. It's a good thing I double checked. 13 to hit is for everyone except Lemway, and 8 is to hit Lemway because no armor, no real protection. Again, you know, you probably can't read that, but scribbly, I just wrote it down quickly and I erased some stuff, but we know what it is. I've said it. So remember, Baldo is the first one to see this. We'll say Baldo and Nep were closest together. Then we had Jamie, Baron, and Lemway sort of behind them, just because we're based in a circle. Yeah. So we're gonna say that we're gonna end up going first in our order of combat for this, just because we don't do reaction rolls, and we did say that we heard them coming. Now, I didn't actually notice they didn't do reaction rolls and stuff like that, so there we go. It's not a big deal. There is 5 of them, and if they touch us, they could potentially kill every single. They can make every single character go unconscious potentially, because no one has more than 7 hit points, and they can do up to 8 damage. And if they all want unconscious, they're dead, because they're gonna keep attacking you. Okay. Yeah. God, guys, this is gonna be rough. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm gonna move this off to the side a little bit. We then have our Barrows on Borderlands box that I'll be using to roll in. It's awesome. Okay. I'll be doing a review on that soon as well, so ooh. Depending when this comes out, I might have done it or not. I don't know, because I've pre-filming these. Oh, I pre-film everything, but I'm pre-filming this a little bit ahead. But yeah. So let's get into this. So Baldo is the first character to notice anything. So what's he gonna do? He's our cleric, but he's only level 1. He does not have Turn Undead, because we only get that until we're level 2. This is not great. He doesn't know they have anything wrong with them, of course, so he's just going to attack. Now, did I say their AC, these guys? They have 8 AC. So I need to roll 11 or more. I do 1d6 of damage. Okay. Since they're after coming into our camp now, Baldo's the first one to notice, and Baldo and Nep are pretty much right beside each other. The other 3 are more or less right behind, because they all stood up when Baldo was like, "How long? What's that?" And they all jump up, and obviously Nep, he's the aggressive guy. He went towards the front. Baron is still hurt. He's still concussed, so he's taking it back a little bit. He's not fighting ready to go yet. So the zombies show up. We're gonna say, so we know there's 5 of them, okay? So I'm gonna roll this d10, okay, and divide it by 2, essentially. So let's see what happens, and I'll try to figure out how many come up in one go. So we have 3, so I'm gonna say 2 of them come up first, more or less beside each other, and the other 3 are sort of toggling behind them. So I'll just use these a quick representative of each other. There's the zombies, the first 2, and these are like this. Okay, just so you guys get a picture in your head what's going on. So they're all relatively close. What's their movement speed actually? The movement of 60, so they move at a decent rate as well. At least on, oh no, it's actually slow movement, so it's 60 in the open ground, and it'd be 20 feet
in combat. So actually they're moving quite slow. So the first 2 would be in contact before the other 3, and the third one at the end, so number 5, would be in contact last. So we're just going to roll our dice for combat. So Baldos goes first. He needs to hit 11 or more, and he's going to do 1d6 damage. Oh my god. A 4 and a 1. No, he does not hit. Takes a swing and he misses completely. It's in the middle of the dark. They're only lit up by the fire. You know, it's hard to see what's going on. It's like, ugh. Nep was right beside him. He's going to roll a d8. So let's see if Nep is going to be any more successful. Oh, drop my dice. Got my dice back. So Nep steps forward for the same zombie. Takes a swing at his sword. Make sure that's a D8 actually. Yeah, that is D8. And what does Nep need to get? 11, and he has +1, so he needs a 10 or more to hit. 14, he does 3 points of damage, but he has a +1, so he does 4 points of damage to one. One of them has 5 hit points left. Okay. Jamie the fighter, he shows up. He grabs his sword and he dashes towards the same zombie, and he takes his sword out and slashes. Again, it's going to be the same as Nep. He needs a 10 or more to hit, and he does +1 damage as well. It's 11 to hit, but he has a +1 to hit, so it brings it out to 10, and he has a +1 damage. No, a 1 and a 1. Oh my god, guys, I think we're screwed. Knowing my luck. So Lenway is going to go. He's going to take out his sling. He knows his attacks, his magical attacks, will not work on undead. He knows that much already. But we don't know what kind of zombies these guys are, or what type of undead. So we do not know anything about them. So he's going to use his sling. He's furthest back. And let's see what happens. What's he need to hit actually? He needs 11 or more. Please. 13. There's 3 points of damage. Same one. There's only 2 left on that guy. And now it is Baron. He steps forward and he's going to attack the second zombie, who's just a little bit behind. So he's going to come at a slight angle, charge towards, gets his D8 ready. D8 ready. He also has a +1, so it's a +1 to melee and to damage. So he needs to get a 10 or more. We got a 9. Guys, I told you. What's going on? Okay. This is bad. So yeah, we're basically gonna do the same thing again in the same order of combat, essentially. Okay. So the first zombie, he's gone to, or it, we don't know if the male or female, they're partially rotten away or completely rotten away depending on the case, and it's going to attack Baldo, the first to engage the first zombie, and that first zombie has 2 hit points left, and he's going to attack. It's going to attack Baldo. These guys have. He needs to roll 13 or more to hit. It's going to do 1d8 damage plus entropy fingers, so enterhonic fingers. Going to use the same dice, and know my luck, it's going to hit. So he needs 13 or more. It's going to do 8 damage. Bang on. Does 6 points of damage. He's only 5 health. He's at -1. Drops unconscious. Baldo out of action. Nep. The second one is going to. No, he's actually, the second one's going to go for Baron, because Baron engaged. So Baron is closer. Baron only has 2 hit points. So he has to hit again. It's going to be the same 13 to hit.
And we're going to find out what's going to happen here. Baron might... If enough of these guys go unconscious, they're going to maybe run. And we'll have to try and figure out how this is going to work. Does not hit. Thank God, because I rolled a 6. I think 1 or 2 and Baron would be unconscious. So Baron is safe. For now. The other 3 zombies then stumble forward. The next zombie is just a little bit behind the zombie that attacked Baron, and each of the other 2 are just another step behind. So next turn, the zombie that's behind the zombie that attacked Baron will engage, and the turn after that, the other 2 will be able to engage. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. So we have Baron there, he's just unconscious. Yeah. So Nep is like, no! And he's going to attack. 10, we have plus to hit. 8. Oh my god, no way. That's not fair. Oh, guys. He just doesn't do that. And Jamie is then going to attack the same guy again. Hits it, kills it. So, potentially, Baldo can gain hit points back. Lenway is now going to use... It's going to attack the zombie that was engaging with Baron, or attempted to. Yep, 1d4. Hits on 11. Nope, an 8 again. I'm changing my dice, guys. I'm going back to my normal dice. I do not like this for myself. I'm getting superstitious now. It's funny because I've been using these dice. These are the Barrows and Borderlands dice. I was using them before in the last game, and they didn't roll good at all. Really, but they did roll great when I was playing Barrows and Borderlands, so I'm getting a bit like, what's going on here? So this is my normal dice. I'm going to roll these for myself now on my next turn. So Lenway missed. Joe Baron, he's now enraged. One of his buddies is down. He's getting flashbacks of when Half-O, the halfling thief, was murdered. He's starting to come around the things, and he just goes, "Argh!" And he just takes a massive swing. Remember, we need a 10 or more. 4. Guys, this is not going good. Zombie's turn. So we have 1 dead zombie. We have now 2 zombies with engagement range of Baron. First one's gonna go. This is not good, guys. This is not good. My D8. Needs a 13 or more. 10. Does not hit. The second one, same thing. 15. 8 points of damage. Baron has -6. Okay. Wait, is it -6? Wait, so... No, it wouldn't be -6. It would be -4. Because I rolled a 5. So it goes, what? 2. It goes on 2, so it goes 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. -3. See, I'm stupid. So we have 2 characters which are now unconscious. This is not good at all. Yep. So we have Nep. He sees one of the zombies down. He sees how Baron is now down. Baldo's down at the same time. He becomes even more enraged. He's going to attack. Okay. Again, 11. So he steps in range of the zombie. He moves up and then He's going to try and slice its head off. What's that? It's a 5. He absolutely failed. It's too dark. Can't see what's going on. Jamie the fighter. Again, he's going to step off to the side of the zombie, to the left, and he's going to then try and also slice at its head. 8 points of damage. It's dead. It was actually done 9, so another one just dead. Oh yeah, it has 9 points, so it actually killed him outright. That's good. 2 zombies left. And then we have Lemway. So Lemway is going to attack. He's going to use his sling as usual. 11 or more. 2 points of damage on the next zombie that's going to be in line. So that's down to 7. And now those 2 zombies are in line, and one of them is going to engage with Jamie, and the other is going to engage with Nep. So we'll go with Nep, because Nep is actually going to be a little bit closer. And oh yeah, these guys are bleeding out. So Baldo's down to -2 now, to 1 point of damage for bleeding out. Baron is going to be -4, which is not good. Yeah. Remember how we done this is we decided since we're playing solo, things are going to be a bit harder to explain getting characters on board. So we have a set. If we get a character down to 10 or minus the constitution total, they're dead. We might actually change that to just -10. I know Barrows and Borderlands has every character, once you hit -10, they're just outright dead. So we might do that. Let's see. If we get to, if these guys survive, we might change. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But because I don't think anyone is like below 10 anyway, so none of them are below 10 constitution regardless. So it's not really a big deal. I think Baron and Inep have the highest. Baron has the highest constitution. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's for another time. Yeah, so now these guys are going to engage. They're going to attack Nep. So Nep has full hit points. The first guy comes into place. He attacks Nep. He needs to roll a 16 or higher, 1d8 damage. Make it my d8. 10. Does not hit. Second guy comes across. He's going to engage with Jamie. He needs to get a 13 or higher. And he gets the 16. He does 7 points of damage. Guess who's now unconscious? 0 hit points. Jamie the fighter. Yep. They can't attack Lemway yet. So we have 3 of our 5 characters either unconscious or bleeding out. So we have Nep and Lemway left. So we've only beaten 2 of the 5 zombies and injured 1 of them. Decisions. So Nep. It's now their turn. Now the problem is Nep would be attacked 3 times. I think he'd be attacked 2 times, and then he would in engagement next time. So Lemway's gonna say, "We need to leave," and Nep is gonna say, "No, we must fight. They're still alive." And he's going to then attack. He's going to attack the injured guy. He's hoping he can just outright kill him. And if he does, he might be safe. Well, he won't be, but you know what I mean. Okay, guys, I'm terrified. So if Nep dies, basically, if he goes unconscious, Lemway's gonna leg it out of there. And this might be a very short game because I haven't a clue what I'm going to do after this.
have to say that he's going to get back to the town and try and get a party together, and all this chaos is going to happen. So this could be an exceptionally short game. Yeah. And if it is, in that case, then maybe what I might do, which you would notice by then, is I have my previous one recorded, and I might then stitch them together, because this might only be a few minutes long. And if that's the case, I'll stitch them together and it'll be one long video, which I think might be good, because the other one wasn't super long. But anyway, you'll know by now then if it happened or not, so it doesn't matter. So, okay, Nep is going to attack. We need to roll a 10. If we roll a 6 on the dice, it will outright kill that zombie that attacked us. That zombie has 7 hit points, but we do 1 point of damage for our weapon, because for our strength, with +1 strength. So that affects both our to hit and to damage output. So we need to roll at least a 10 and a 6 on a DA. Cross your fingers, guys. A 1 and a 4. Lemway then takes out his sling one last time. Potentially one last time. Misses. But he would have done 4. I'm going back to your D20 now. I'm getting annoyed. I'm freaking out, guys. Oh no. Why? Oh, no. Okay. First zombie. That Nep engaged. He's then going to swing it. It's going to try and grab and pull at Nep. See if Nep can step a little out of the way and avoid being grabbed. And fingered. That's terrible, isn't it? Okay. They need to get a 16 or higher, guys. Are you 19? 3 points of damage. He's down to 3 hit points. He's like, The second guy comes in, attacks him, misses. The third guy comes into the other corner. The third zombie comes into the other corner, hits him for 7. He is out cold. So what's that? He's down to, it's 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. -4. Guys, Lenway cannot do anything. Lenway is terrified. Basically, automatic fail on the roll for what you call it, morale, essentially. So Lenway's panics. He's the furthest away. They're not moving fast. He's like, no, and he just starts legging it. He's absolutely no way, no help to do anything. He's terrified. He's seen his friends basically be unconscious, potentially dead. I think Baron has the Eye Jakir. These guys are all now basically going to become zombies. Okay. So since we're on the road, 1, 2, 3. We're going to roll 4 encounters. We're going to roll a d6. And what I'm going to say is, if we do get an encounter, it's automatically going to be a security, like the one we came across before in the last game, or if it's stitched together in the previous episode. Okay. So, what is I think it's a 3 and 6 on the roads. Let me just make sure. And if we do get it, then it's going to be Dan. We're going to tell them what happened. Yeah, on the Austin Road. Forging encounters. It says wandering monster encounter. But we're going to say the monster will be one of the guards if it happens. So we go on to the first hex. We've 3 chances to get there, I think, before we get to the town. No, it's actually more. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. So straight away we have an encounter in the next hex. We basically going to say we come across the same guards. We tell them what happened. Now we're like, help, help. He sees the guards in the distance. He's running around. He can't really see anything. He only has basically what he's wearing. He has his coin purse on him. And his coin purse, his weapons. He doesn't have his backpack with his rations or torches or anything. He's just basically what he's wearing. It's tent and gear, all that is set up with the group, and he runs across him and he tells the guards what happened. The only reason they believe him, because it's the same guards we saw before, we're gonna say, and the only reason they believe him is because he's alone and he helped out the guards, and he's not a miscreant up to no good, so he helped out the guards. So I think we're probably going to have to leave it there. So what we're going to say is Lemway is now going to lead them back to where their camp was. And then we'll find out what happens there. Because the guys were pretty powerful. I believe there were 6 archers, 2 or 3 foot soldiers, Falcon Guard soldiers, 1 lieutenant, plus Lemway. This could be a fighting force, and I think it's safe to say that our 4 characters are dead. But this could be our mission to recover items. The Eye Jakar. We're going to say one of the archers has ran back to Valkengard to say what happened. Yeah. That's it, guys. We have 4 of our 5 characters killed. Lemway, the magic user, is terrified. Even though he's terrified, he still leaves the Valkengard back to their camp. Perhaps when they're halfway there, oh no, we're all dead. So we'll see what happens in the next game. Again, I think this is probably going to be edited into the last video I made, and that was actually going to go up this week. I know you guys haven't a clue when I'm talking, because I've previously recorded these in the past. So yeah, I think this is going to go. Yeah, this was absolutely insane, guys. I'll have to create a bunch of new characters, probably get some retinue guys, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for sticking around for this one, guys. Again, a near total party kill. Bummer. But that's how it goes, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and have a good one.